This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET has what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100 to get $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. State restrictions do apply. All right, baby. What's up, man? So it's late for you. I'm dragging ass. It's about 10 o'clock on a long Monday. It's the Amex DFS show, man. It's your boy Boston Capper with the God Golf himself, Steve Shermer, fresh off of Joe Idoni's pod. So you should be primed and ready to go with lots of facts and stats for us.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I mean, I'm basically going to regurgitate everything I said on that show. No, I got some better. I got some stuff, some nuggets I didn't share.
Well, he's more of a betting show.
Yeah, so this is a DFS show. I'm definitely switching gears a little bit. But yeah, I'm doing good. As you guys saw last night, I had one too many drinks, and I don't have a day job where I had the day off. I actually had to go to work today, so that was my mistake. I had a very rough day, rough morning.
I just didn't even log into my job, and I was like, I'm just assuming I have the day off, and then tomorrow, if we didn't have the day off, I'm just gonna be like, oh, my bad. Thought we had the day off.
All right, things are going well. Your day job.
Love it.
Right.
Don't
you want to spend an hour talking about that?
No, I don't. Kids, don't get into mortgages.
I mean, it might be more interesting talking about this shitty tournament.
Listen, it is a shitty tournament. I fucking hate everything. I hate the fucking Saturday cut. I hate the. We're not even going to see two of the fucking courses. Like, we're not going to see. We're going to see a random feature group.
I mean, this is a good field, and I don't really have a lot of juice behind this thing. I mean, this is definitely the best Amex field I've seen here in a while. Even without a lot of the lib players taking out, like, you used to get Patrick Reed here, you used to get Abe Answer here. Brooks would play this event too. But I mean, listen, like, top of the board for DFS, about as good as probably what you can get. Even the middle tier as well. Like, a lot of kind of guys who have been elevated since the live guys, exited the PGA Tour are pretty good. I mean, the back end of this tournament's garbage, but that's kind of expected for a lot of this stuff now.
Back end of every tournament is
right.
Garbage.
I mean,
back end of every tournament.
Yeah, you're going to end up getting like your Kramer Hickox, Brian Stewart's, Kevin Tways. Like, they just have their cards now.
Kevin Tway.
It's not great. But I mean, listen, like, it's a good field. A lot of my problems with this tournament is more to do with the golf course and just the time of year it is. It's right in the heart of playoff football. I mean, listen, like, I was joking around with Andy Lack last week. I was complaining about PGA Tour Live because that's what I do. And I told him that once you have kids, most of the golf you watch
is Thursday, Friday.
Kids are in daycare. And you don't have to worry about
kids are at school.
Exactly. Yeah, and then Saturday, Sunday, you got to entertain them. And unfortunately, they don't like watching golf. So,
although,
but like, even so, like, I mean, it's a good field. It's hard to get up for this event, though.
Listen, I agree. And the stupid Saturday cut, which I bemoaned last night, and the fact that I forgot of the stupid fucking third course. It's bad enough we don't get any like data out of it. We're gonna see six golfers fucking play the goddamn course. We're gonna have no idea what's going on. It makes for fucking shitty ads for live. It makes for I don't even know what to do with Showdown. I haven't even dabbled in that again this year yet, just because whatever. Like, I'm not there yet for golf to get into Showdown. But like, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, you have no fucking data, none, zero. Like, I don't know. It's frustrating. It's so fucking stupid because PJ's got the fucking money. Why can't you fucking? It's like the NFL with the stupid pylon cameras and like all the good camera angles. If it's a Sunday 1:00 game and you don't have the same shit you got for a Sunday night game, just why not? Why not? It makes no fucking sense. Like, treat the product as the moneymaker because that's what it is. So, goddamn, man, I don't know. I don't want to be old man yells at sky. Yeah, but it's so frustrating.
We're 4 minutes in, you're triggered already. What I understand, I brought this up on Joe Idoni's show, is I don't understand why they still play La Quinta.
Why? What's the
totally
point?
Off property. Listen, like that, it's the oldest course in this tournament. It's been around since 1972. It is totally outdated. Like, I made mention in my preview column that pretty much every single fairway bunker is only like a 250-yard carry. Like, nobody averages that. Like, not even like Ryan Armour. He can put it out from 270. He can carry over those bunkers. Like, I put in the relative skill set chart. You know what doesn't matter at La Quinta? off the tee because you can be short, long, inaccurate, accurate. There's no defenses around that golf course. That's why, like, you know, like most guys in showdowns want to stack with La Quinta. The thing is, though, like even though the stadium course is quote unquote the hardest, like you see some really low scores there sometimes.
Didn't Cantlay shoot like a 61 there last year?
Yeah, like I mean, like if you get it where there's not a whole lot of wind, and they've got a lot of rain recently too, so that's gonna be a really soft golf course. Like that might give you some leverage going to stadium course because listen, like it's quote unquote toughest. They're still averaging about a shot and a half under par at that place.
And it's just like any other die course, right? You're gonna see a handful of guys fucking go nuclear and a handful of guys who fucking shoot +6 because that's what Pete Dye is, a devious bastard. And if you don't put it where he wanted you to put it, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, and like they've done a lot of tinkering to this golf course too, where it's kind of a watered down Pete Dye at this point. Like, you know, there's a lot of template holes. I mean, it's supposed to be a TPC Sawgrass West.
Can I get I'm gonna need a Twitter poll because you say template and I say template.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, every time you say it, like stabs me in the eardrum. I don't know why.
It just bothers you. So everything bothers you tonight.
Yeah, I guess I'm grouchy tonight.
You are very.
It's because I'm watching. I hit a first touchdown, and I should be in a good mood. But I'm watching Todd Bowles ruin what could be the last game of Tom Brady's career because he's the worst fucking coach other than Matt Patricia. Like this is another defensive coordinator who's a bum. Why does he have this job? Why? Makes no sense. Fucking terrible.
I mean, there's guys who should be coordinators and guys who shouldn't be head coaches, and
that's fair.
He's clearly that guy.
You know who's a great head coach? Brian Daboll. Great head coach.
He is an excellent head coach.
Great head coach.
Basically giving Daniel Jones $100 million guaranteed next year, all because of him.
That's
scheming great. Listen, it has been literally as a Giants fan, I have felt like old Rose from Titanic. It's been 84 years gift for the last 10 years. Finally, I have seen some good football on my television screen. I am rejuvenated. I am energized. I for the first time in a while too, like I felt confident going into yesterday's game, and that's a feeling I have not had for a long time.
Yeah, I had Giants money line.
Yeah, it was a great game yesterday, as you could tell by my sheer excitement on the live stream last night. But all right, so why don't we take a break and let's actually move to the tournament. Let's stop bitching about this thing and let's try and help you guys win some money.
All right. Well, listen, WynnBET is the official online sportsbook of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. WynnBET is active in a bunch of states, and there are tons of ways to win, including live betting and same-game parlays. The NFL playoffs are here, so great promos, odds, and payouts are happening right now at WynnBET. Ready to play? Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100 to win or get $100. Limited to state availability. There's so much to choose from, and all you got to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. So they know that we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. I'll make sure I read this slow. Offers are subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBET. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where a playthrough WynnBET is available. Or if you know someone with a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Didn't blow through it for you, buddy.
You're a saint, Capper.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Let's break down DFS then.
It's a very weird hill to die on yesterday.
Whatever. I was drunk. Try to be nice. All right. $10,000 range. Yeah. So look, like all these players are great, right? Like, and 4 of the 5 have had a lot of success here at this golf course. I mean, Rahm is a former winner. Scheffler lost somehow to Andrew Landry a couple of years ago. That was a joke.
That was before Scheffler was Scheffler, though.
Yeah, that's true. He hadn't won yet, but he had a good finish. Finau, I think, was in final group. I think
a couple years ago, 2 years ago.
Steambo's year, actually. Yeah. Cantlay is always good here. He has blown a lot of these tournaments. It seems like he should have won 3 of these things. So really, I think the only question above $10,000 is what to do with Xander. Because the ownership right now is not there. Everybody knows about the back injury. I guess for Capper, if you're in like a 20 max or something, like how much of Xander are you throwing in there?
I mean, I don't know. It's worth the risk, right? Like it's just because golf DFS really is just it's It's leverage, man. It's leverage and really in reality getting lucky, right? I mean, there's 156 players. Like you got to get lucky. So why not leverage the field and see if you had at least 2? I'd probably go 3 times. What's he at? Like 8% right now.
Yeah, between like 6 and 8% is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd probably do at least with Xander in it to see if he hits.
Yeah,
because I mean, why not? I mean, fuck it. Like, I mean, we have the thing about golf is we have no idea, is that back injury real? Like, like, I mean, he's playing again this week. Like, he's not gonna. It's not the guaranteed money where he can just tee off and then get a check, right? So it's a little different that way. So if he's gonna play, you assume that he's playing to play. And I don't know, but he doesn't even have a history here. This is the first time he's ever played here.
No, so he played here in 2016, 2017, but that was before Xander Schauffele.
Okay.
I think in 16 he might have gotten a sponsor's invite. 2017 was his rookie year of the PGA Tour. He didn't start coming into his own until the U.S. Open at Aaron Hills that year, though. That. So, I mean, 2 missed cuts. I'm not going to hold it against him.
No,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's forever.
I mean, like his current game right now should be good for a place like this tournament where you're playing 3 golf courses that offer a little different things at each one. Where at Nicklaus tournament, it seems like you have to be a really good all around driver. There, to set yourself some really good approach shots. At the stadium course, you kind of got to plod away, plod around. Sometimes the drivers take it out of your hands here. It's more about positional golf here, and then La Quinta just kind of bomb it, see what happens. He's a really good short iron player, very good all around player. That tandem might be pretty good for like a pro-am set as far as going from course to course to course.
Oh my god, I forgot they even get the fucking amateur set. I forgot they even get the fucking pro-am here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a worse version of Pebble, and even Pebble can be a tough watch too.
Oh, Pebble's fucking horrific.
It is.
It's 9-hour rounds. It's fucking terrible.
So the point is, like, I mean, if you want to play Xander this week, there's a lot to hang your head on. Obviously, Xander Schauffele, it's $10,000. You're not going to get any ownership. He has some good history on some overseeded golf courses too, mainly Phoenix. I think he's got a top 10 at Valspar as well. So agronomy, he fits the bill right there. I think for DFS, I think it's worth, sprinkling a little bit of Xander into some of your lineups if you want to take that risk. The outright price, it's kind of borderline.
Not bad.
It's 20.
22?
20.
So I still got I got a 22 on one of my.
So
I was looking at it. I didn't pull the trigger.
I think for DFS, I think the easy answer is if you want to get some leverage on the field, Xander is feeling good.
But you have to be ready to just. Your week's over. Like if he comes out and doesn't look good, like that's it. It's a wrap. Like,
yeah, it is. For sure. Especially at it's 3 rounds as well. And if he's just garbage for 3 straight rounds, and he's going to sink you. So, all right. I mean, I think
I wonder if we'll get what the MDF. Is that right? What the hell it made? Oh
no, they got rid of that.
No, it happened like fucking last year somewhere.
Yeah, because
you remember
because of weather concerns, I think they brought it back. But on the PGA Tour, they got rid of that rule a couple of years ago. Yeah, do you know what MDF stands for, by the way?
I don't remember. It was like May cut didn't finish, right?
Yeah, there you go. No. I'm for sure gonna botch that.
No, I just remember I was at I was in who's the Irish prick? Graham McDowell, who owns who it's a live, right?
Yes.
He's got Nona Blue, which is down in Ponte Vedra, and I remember I was at that restaurant and we're eating and drinking. I went to take a piss. And I was pulling up, checking the score. I was like, fucking MDF. Is this a fucking rule again? I thought this thing was gone. I was fucking livid.
I can't remember why they brought it back, but they did.
Yeah.
So, all right. I mean, otherwise, though, with the $10,000 range, pick your poison. Like, Rahm is awesome here. Scheffler's good here. Finau's been on a tear since last summer.
Finau's history's kind of spotty here.
I mean, he has a good finish here. I mean, sometimes with PGA golf course, it can be hit or miss.
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, out of this, Cantlay is definitely the safest floor, right?
I think Rahm is the safest floor.
Really? I think Cantlay is the safest floor.
I mean, I think with how Rahm is playing right now, former winner, pretty good history here. Yeah, I think Rahm is probably.
Yeah, but for $700 less, I get a guy who's never not top 10. Here.
Well, that's the thing. Like you're just putting a gun in my head. I think I would take Rahm over Cantlay, but yeah, like for $700 less, Cantlay is very good here. I think you can't really go wrong with either option. So, all All right. I mean, that's really about it. So just pick your poison. I think there's more interesting stuff down in the $9,000 range. So why don't I kick it back over to you? Kind of how you see this range. Who do you like down here? Throw out a couple names.
So, I mean, Hammond is obviously played well here. Didn't deliver last week. We get a dead cat bounce flop lag on him. I think Kim will be interesting. Where's the ownership come in with Tom Kim? Right, he burned everybody last week. Mm-hmm. This is courses he should do well at. I think it's ownership dependent on Tom Kim. Will Zalatoris, you already told me he's cursed, so that's done. Yeah. Won't play him. Siwoo, I think after every time he's won, he's missed the cut the next week. So I think I will go ahead and skip him. Aaron Wise fucking stinks here, and he has a cheater putter. So yeah, I think I'm just anti Aaron Wise because of the putter, even though I'm a Siwoo guy, and he is now using the cheater putter. I'll contradict myself. I don't care. I love Cam Young to get a win somewhere like early this season. Why not here? He's 9,100. He's played it. Didn't do anything worth a shit. I think it was like a top 40, top 50.
Yeah, I mean, that was early in his career, though.
Yeah, long as fuck off the tee. Played the Hawaiian swing. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the ownership's going to end up shaking out like, but I guess gun in my head in this area. I know Sanjay's been good here. I'm just done trusting him, man. I just am. So I'd go Kim and Young in this area just because. Okay. What do you think the ownership's going to end up at with Tom Kim? Right, he was everybody's fucking darling last week. Is he going to? I mean, I can definitely stomach a 15% Tom Kim, right, versus a 25 to 30% Tom Kim after he just burned everybody last week.
I think it's going to be close to 20. I think people are everyone loves to go to, well, he hit the ball great, didn't putt very well. Like that's a very no.
Dude, he lost like 7 strokes putting. That's
right,
but like I mean, well, that's putting like me.
I mean, like we kind of talked about this. I think at the Century Tournament Championship, kind of how it's been like with his putter. Like there are some gigantic blow up putting performances. Like at the PGA, he lost 6 strokes putting, got cut. At the BMW,
what's he done the following weeks?
Well, here's the thing. So at the PGA Championship, he got cut.
I'm trying to get a live bet in on now. I know.
All right, I'll just talk, and you get your live bet in. I'll talk. So at the PGA Championship,
we're gonna talk through the bet too. Just want to let you know.
Okay,
keep going.
All right,
sorry.
So the PGA, he lost 6 strokes putting. His next start was it was a live qualifier.
It was a what?
It was a live golf qualifier, and he finished 5th. I wouldn't count that. His next start after that was the U.S. Open, though, and he gained 4 strokes putting that week. He finished 23rd, and then a couple weeks later, he gained 4 strokes putting at the Scottish Open, and he finished 3rd. A disastrous putting performance with a BMW. He finished T54 there, but then this was like 2 months later, he ended up winning at the Shriners, so not the immediate bounce back. But I mean, look, I'm also looking at the Cotter Masters. He lost a bunch of strokes putting back in March. A couple weeks later at something called the Trust Golf Asian Mixed Cup, he finished 2nd.
Great.
So there's a lot of bounce back against really bad fields. But overall, I mean, I'm not really that surprised that there's a terrible putting performance from Tom Kim. It seems like that's been his MO, but he also has followed it up at least relatively quickly with a decent performance. So the problem is that's a very popular narrative that everybody knows about, always play your ball strikers coming off of bad putting weeks, especially with a guy like Tom Kim that has shown a lot of upside in that area. This is a decent golf course for him. As far as, there's going to be a lot of shorter irons. He's been great in that category over the last year or so. So I like him. I'm not betting him to win. I'll probably see if there's a decent positional price on him. I probably will not be paying juice like I did last week stupidly. I'm done doing that. But
yes, I get to electrocute you if you do.
Yes, I appreciate that. I agree with you, Cam Young. I think I don't understand why he's below Sam Burns.
Yeah,
I can understand with Harmon because Harmon's been playing pretty good, but even Siwoo, Cam,
bullshit. Cam Young should not be under Harmon.
But okay, but you interrupted me, sir. Can I get to my point?
I'm sorry.
I know you're angry at this.
I am angry tonight. I'm sorry.
I'm on your side with it. Cam Young is a better player than all those guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
He shouldn't be under, no matter what form he's in. He should not be below all those guys. Like, and I mentioned this on Joe's show. I like the fact that I've seen him be really good on a different variety of golf courses, like Riviera, Harbor Town, TPC Potomac, like in a downpour, major championship venues, Detroit Golf Club, easy venues,
Everywhere.
hard venues, long venues, short venues,
matter.
like all this
game travels, man, just like defense.
Well, that my point is that when you come to a pro-am golf course with 3 different courses every single week, I kind of want a guy that's very adaptable in different situations.
I agree.
So that's why I like Cam Young this week. I think there's a lot of things to like about him as far as this golf course. This tends to favor kind of a longer hitter with some of those winners. Now, there's been their Duffners and Landrys, but one of the more prevalent correlations between guys at the top of the leaderboard has been length. He has that. I know there's a lot of courses as well where I've seen him club down. And so we find like a Harbor Town or at St. Andrews where, he can still get out there pretty far, but he's able to hit a long iron or maybe like a 3-wood, still gets the optimal position, really good with his short irons too. I really like him. So yeah, I think that's a great play. And then I think I must have a head injury because I'm still on Sung Jae again, even after last week.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna need. I feel like I've said this before. Like I need a Sanjay intervention for you.
You might. I think I have to go back through and see. Oh my God, did he miss that again?
No, he did not.
Oh, I'm ahead of you.
Did he fucking really?
Oh, he did. Oh, he's got
Holy
the yips.
Shit.
He's got the
unbelievable. Yips. He needs to put all the change in his left pocket. Needs to turn the visor around. But did you see that fucking left tackle throw his arms up? All right. So
oh my God.
Now I can finally fucking maybe get a live bet. I'm gonna hit Tampa here.
Legitimately, wow. That's unbelievable.
Look at Jerry Jones like, I'm gonna have him killed. All right. I can take Tampa.
All right. So let's talk about a guy with the yips right now.
I bet. You talk while I bet.
Okay. All right. When I explain why I still like Sung Jae, despite the fact he's kicked me in the nuts for a solid year now. I'm not surprised by what happened last week. Because listen, I liked him, but my big thesis about Wiley is because they grew up the rough. If you're going to drive the ball really terribly, you had no shot, and he drove it really poorly. And yeah, you can look at the strokes gain approach number and say he was really bad too. I think that it was more to do with the fact that he was putting himself in just horrible positions off the tee where he had pretty much no shot and a good shot to recover from that point. You're not going to gain strokes on the field if that's how you're going to play. So you come to this golf course where he's had pretty decent success in. I know this is where we came up with the knucklehead nickname for him.
Exactly where we came up
2 years ago.
It?
But a lot of good success here, a lot of good success on some other overseeded golf courses, some decent success on some other like Pete Dye-ish courses as well. I think that I'm going to go with it this week. I kind of like him to bounce back in a decent way. There is precedence for him putting up a dud and winning the following week. 2 years ago at the Sanderson, he finished T31, but he hit the ball like crap that week. Ends up a week later and beats Matthew Wolff and breaks our hearts and wins the Shriners. So I'm banking on that. I think there is at least precedence for him to recover quickly. So I kind of like Sung Jae this week.
Okay. I'm fine with it, I guess. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like
I know. Listen. You've been burned too many times by him, and I want to continue being abused. So
invalid amount. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay. All right. Is there anybody else? All right. Back to golf.
Listen, man. I'm trying to get the bets in. Plus,
listen. 1-800, buddy. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Is there anything else in the $9,000 range, or can we move on?
No, we can move on because I really think. I mean, unless you have something to say, those are the two guys I would play.
I don't. I mean, I think the only other thing I want to say is that Aaron Wise. You said he sucks here. He sucks at overseeded golf courses in general. Like I couldn't really find very good results at like Phoenix or Valero or Valspar. And he hasn't been hitting his irons all that great. There's a couple decent performances, but there's also a lot of bomb performances from him too. So I'm not really sure what's going on with him. Yeah, we'll see. So all right, $8,000 range. I like a lot of guys in this range.
Yeah, so this range is super interesting. So this is a question I'm about to ask you off the jump. Has anybody ever won this tournament without playing it before?
I I mean, Duffner won it the first year the stadium course came into existence.
So technically that counts. So like Taylor Montgomery, like, I mean, it's got to throw up the white flag on that dude. Cam Davis obviously plays well here. His skill set fits here. Yeah, I mean, fucking Putnam. I mean, Putnam has a good fucking. Has a good history here. I don't know if I can stomach 8,700 Putnam in DFS though. That's fucking kind of gross.
Okay.
Hoagie. I like Hadwin.
I mean, Hadwin's on record saying he loves this type of golf.
Yep. And like Case Lee, I mean, I know it's TPC, but
well, it's not technically TPC.
Technically, it's by die, so I'm calling it a TPC. So
okay,
you can go fuck yourself. Cage Lee, I love you. It wasn't directed at you. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Because like when we're looking at the DFS build, right? Like, what are we doing? So if you take one guy from the 10s, if you want two guys from the 8s, you got to skip the 9s. So maybe that's the play. Let's take. Tell me who you like while I'm taking a look at ownership real quick.
I mean, I like Cam Davis. I think a lot of people like Cam Davis, though.
Yeah, he's like 22, 23%.
Yeah, I mean, so like obviously, like I look at everything on the stat sheet, everything looks good. The iron play looks good. Off the tee, he's great. He can have some decent putting weeks. He's a good par 5 scorer. Has had third place finish here. What concerns me about him, and I mean, I end up jumping, 2 feet in the pool anyways. We'll get to it at the end of the show. So the stat I always like to track for the last 2 years, how many times we've been within 5 of the league going into the final round.
Yep.
Only twice has he done that. Like he looks good in the stat sheets, but it's almost like empty calories. Like he's never actually like in it. So now one of those he actually converted for a win. So I guess that's something. But I mean, I believe the kid's talent. He's a young guy. He had a pretty good Australian swing when he went down there and played a couple tournaments. He had a good final round at Sony as well. Hit the ball pretty well last week. I like him. I think he's going to show well this week. I mean, I like Tom Hoagie again. Played really well. At least hit the ball pretty good last week. Finished second here last year. Has won a Pro-Am before, so I'm not. That kind of alleviates the multi-course format because sometimes that kind of screws guys up. He won Pebble last year. Elite short iron player. Elite. I think that's why he's pretty good at this format because, iron play travels, go course to course to course where there's a lot of shorter irons where he's good at. It's been good. So yeah, I mean, I like him this week. I weirdly like JT Poston.
I like Poston too.
But
he's so bad with his wedges though.
It's gotten better though. Over the last year, it's gotten better. Like it's not as horrific as what it was. But over his last 23 tournaments, he's only lost strokes to the field of his approach shots in 5 of them.
Yeah.
So his iron play has been legitimately better. What's interesting with him though is like I used to think of him as like a Denny McCarthy type, like just all scrambling, all putting, and he actually hasn't been having a lot of really big putting weeks since basically since he won John Deere. He's having like a lot. He's like,
he's been pretty decent off the tee.
Well, yeah. Well, he's been good off the tee. The iron number's been okay.
Yeah.
But the putting numbers, that's why he's kind of having like these T25 finishes. Like I think he's actually finished T21 for 3
times in a row.
Which for blackjack's great, but in golf it's kind of shit. But I look back at his record at a lot of overseas golf courses. A lot of really good putting performances on that particular surface. I got him gaining 0.8 strokes per round on all overseeded golf courses he's ever played. And that includes Valero, Harbor Town, Phoenix, where he's really good at too. So there's a lot of good success. And even here, I think he has like a 7th place finish back in like 2019. So there's, possibly maybe a putting jump is going to come from him. Maybe on a surface he's pretty good at. And the fact he's been pretty good with the ball striking, at least for the last 6 months or so. I kind of like him this week, which is gross because I'm usually never posting.
I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. You used to shame me because he used to be a guy I used to love in like the low 7s, high 6s.
Yeah, but now we start. Yeah,
and I would constantly fucking lose.
Yeah, because he started hitting the ball good. Well, now he's starting to hit the ball good. So now I kind of like him. So,
Champ ended up with the ball. That's good for me.
Can I make my argument for Sahith before I found
now
out
you
something?
No, you can't because it doesn't matter now. You know it doesn't matter. Listen, just say prior to being mushed, you like Sahith. You got a great number on him. Listen, it is what it is. He's mushed. You know it's real. It's real.
I know.
It's real. Put money on it.
I really liked my angle on him too.
Yeah, I'm sure you did until you saw it this morning, and I got the text.
Oh, is that what I'm like? Am I like a little chihuahua when I come through your text messages like that? When I'm
I didn't want to use the language. I can't use the language that you use on text.
Yeah, you can't. I get spicy there. You guys think I'm, Capper's the mean guy and I'm the nice guy? Oh boy, you should see my text messages. All right, anything else? Like any thoughts on like Wyndham Clark or I think Pendrith is interesting. Pendrith is interesting. The first time we've seen him though this year. That's what I forgot. I was trying to think of a hoagie nugget. I couldn't think of it, but now I recall. So, of the last 10 winners of the Amex, 9 of them played at least once in the Hawaii swing.
Listen, man, how'd that fucking narrative work out last week?
Well, I think there is to something like, all right, a lot of these guys have, some of these guys have 2 tournaments under the belt. One of them played at least last week. Fine. Like a lot. Otherwise, you're going back to RSM. That's the last time you saw him. So, that's a demerit against Wyndham Clark. It's a demerit against Adam Hadwin. It's a demerit against Taylor Pendrith. But Hoagie, 8 of the last 10 also played Sony. So Hoagie played Sony. Cam Davis played Sony. GT Post played Sony. Cage Lee plays Sony. So yeah, like that might be something if you want to look at trends and outrights. I know that burned everybody last week. But that seems like a pretty strong one coming in for this year.
Yeah, I like it. Listen, it makes sense, but like, I'm just not going to completely go full blinders on like I did last week, where I wasn't touching anyone who didn't play the week before.
Right, because otherwise we would have landed on Siwoo for sure.
No, I won't even say that. Because I targeted Siwoo to matchup, so I can't even fucking lie about that. The 7K range is interesting, I guess.
All right, why don't you start breaking it down then?
What do you think about Denny?
Okay.
He never fucking wins, right? He's got a good course history here. He played Sony.
He's the new Poston.
He's not that low. He's not that low on the fucking salary board.
But
he doesn't win.
He doesn't win.
Right? He doesn't win. Putts lights out, typically, right? He's been middling, right? But he played Sony. He's got a good course history here. Low ownership. Like
by good course history, I think he has one top 10 and a bunch of other mediocre ones.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Yeah, I looked it up. So,
but he played. Well, I don't know. He kind of faded over the weekend. I don't know what to do with this range. Like, I've never played Poseidon Hoot. Seems like Diamond is not a good course fit here. I like Dietrich, but I just like him out of reaction. Right? Like, I don't know what the fuck he's been doing over in Europe. What did he play in the Ryder Cup thing?
No. Actually, no. Did he?
I think so.
He may have, and then he might have flew over. I know he played, I think, in the Mauritius Open.
Okay. Whatever the fuck that is.
Did not do very well over there, I think. Yeah. No, maybe I forget. There was a couple of tournaments he played really poorly at, but there was no strokes gain data captured with it, so he's protected, I guess. I mean, listen, like, I think Denny's fine. This is, at the end of the day, kind of a putting contest.
Yeah.
He kind of sucks with his proximity shots under 150 and under 175, but he's such a good putter. He converts. I guess that's
Ricky.
Fine.
Well, jumping on Ricky.
I mean, Ricky, we haven't even seen him since October.
I know. So I saw him on social media. He changed the swing up a little bit. Like,
he did. Actually, you know what? I take that back. He played a match with. Do you know who Rick Shields is? Yeah.
Yeah. He ruins my golf swing on a monthly basis. Yeah.
He played a match against him, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, listen, it's low stress, but they played medalists from the tips. That's the one they played with Tiger and Phil and Peyton.
Yeah.
I mean, tough golf course. He looked good. Now that's a YouTube video. It's one round. But listen, like, we saw his second place finish at the Zozo. I think he was like 31st of the CJ Cup, but he hit the ball pretty good that way. He just couldn't putt.
It did. He changed. I'm telling you, he changed that swing. Didn't I send you that picture where they showed the?
All right. So let me ask you a question then. So you got 3 guys kind of like that. You got Jason Day, Justin Rose, Fowler, all pretty much up up there.
All day.
You're going
Fowler.
Ricky.
Fowler all day.
I think
Rose is dust.
I think I am.
Jason Day
I think
blows.
I am too.
No.
I mean, Jason Day had a little bit of flash, I think, last fall, and I think he kind of crashed back down to earth. Justin Rose made some noise at Houston. They sucked at RSM.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Rose actually is not overplaying in Europe or the Middle East right now because
he plays there all the time.
What's that?
Doesn't he? He's played there a bunch, right?
Well, I mean, it's a Ryder Cup year, and you think if he really cared about making that team, because he didn't make the last one, you think maybe if he cared about that team, maybe he'd go over and maybe like try and buddy up a little bit with Luke Donald, play some of those events, get some Ryder Cup points, and he's not over there. Like this event does not count for the Ryder Cup for him. Like the fact he's not playing over there, maybe he just doesn't give a shit about being on that team anymore. So
because he stinks. He's dust. I know
he kind of does.
Andy still loves fucking Rose, but he stinks.
Yeah,
he stunk since he fucking stole the money from my first round leader at the Masters. He stunk.
Oh, so that's where okay. So
that's exactly where it stems from. Yes.
Yeah, that's where he touched you.
Yeah, that's where he touched me. Exactly. That's where he touched me on the dog.
All right. What about some other guys? I mean, everybody liked Alex Smalley last week, and he sucked. Do you think any bounce back for him this week?
I've never been a Smalley guy, so I'm the wrong one to ask. So
all right.
I'll pass on him. Muniz, I'll bet him first round leader and expect him to finish 55th.
He's been kind of bad lately.
Yeah, he stinks. Will Gordon, he's interesting because he's like the devil we don't know yet. Do you know what I mean? Like.
I kind of know who he is. I mean, he did. He played 1 year on the PG Tour. He wasn't very good.
That's only one. That's only 1 year. That's only 1 year.
And he's a talented guy. He played really good, I think, at Travelers a couple of years ago, and that's a Pete Dye, or a watered down Pete Dye, kind of similar to this place. So, and he's just playing good. He
can score. Yeah, he can score too.
Yeah. Decent on the par fives. He's a good driver of the ball, pretty long as well. I mean, there's a couple of these Corn Ferry rookies I'm starting to feel kind of comfortable with. Like, your Ben Griffins, your Ben Taylors, Carl Yuan, Kevin Yu, Ben On even had a good performance last week. Although
Ben On, baby,
that seems like a recipe for disaster because it was all putting.
Isn't he in the 6K range though? He's 71. He's
7,200, yeah, or 7,100. And I think he has a couple top tens here. Pretty good history at some of the overseas golf course too. Like that's a guy who, listen, he was on President's Cup team back in 2015. He's got some pedigree to him. He fell on hard times. Maybe another resurgence for him before he goes off and ruins his career in the military. So,
what about so I like Jaeger just from the DK aspect of it. The motherfucker scores, man. Like
he does. Yeah. I think he's only had one round or one tournament here. He's terrible.
Yeah.
I think on overseas as well, he's been bad. Pretty much. I think every single course I looked up, I don't think he has a single like top 40 or anything. So that may be a Gronwy thing for him. But I mean, Callum Tarrant is making a return to the PGA Tour where he's coming off a second place finish at the RSM a couple months ago. That's a guy who's really volatile. Either it's a miscut or like a top 25.
What is fucking Vegas doing here?
What's that?
What is Vegas doing here? Why isn't he on Live yet? I'm so confused.
Well, that's funny that you should mention that. So there's guys who got exemptions to go play for the PGA Tour to go play the Saudi. Cam Young was one. Cam Champ was another. The Lucas Herbert, who I think he's probably going to go play Live.
Shut up! I'm not talking about it.
But a guy they denied
was Vegas.
County Vegas.
Is it because has he won this?
He's a former winner. I think he won in 2009. I think. Now that was before they got the stadium course in here. They used to play. I think it was the Palmer.
I wonder. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I wonder if they like denied him because hey, you got to come back because you're a former tournament winner.
Well, no, the Saudi is opposite Pebble. In a couple weeks. So yeah, I'm not really sure why they denied him. Maybe they want to keep, Cam Champ happy. Maybe they want to keep, Cam Young happy for some reason. And then with Johnny Vegas, like, you know what? We don't really care. We're just going to deny you, make your life miserable. Otherwise, though, I think there's some other like ugly plays in the low sevens. You got Matthew Neesmith, who had a really hot streak.
This
last
should be
fall.
okay.
Yeah, so his course history is okay here. But what I like about it, like kind of really good overseeded history too, like Phoenix, Valspar, so you go with your agronomy angle right there. That's a guy who might be pretty good. Like his proximity numbers and scoring rates from under 175 are, they're okay. He's an okay score on some par fives. That could be somebody you might want to look at. You're going to laugh, and maybe I need to be electrocuted for this too. Nate Lashley poked his head up last week. Gained 8 strokes tee to green.
I've already yelled at you about him.
Okay, well, that's a guy who should have won Pebble Beach a couple of years ago. So success at a pro-am. Yeah, it was the year Berger won. I think he had a 5-footer for par to like stay tied for the lead. He blew it or something. And he like slammed it. I thought he broke his hand when he slammed his putter head. You got Bo Hostler. He kind of is a fit for this thing where he's pretty long off the tee and can putt. That seems to be a pretty good recipe for as far as like, relative skill sets. Also did well at Pebble Beach last year. That could be somebody you might want to look at. Grayson Sig is always pretty good with some of the shorter irons. That could be somebody to look at as well. I mean, like there's a lot of kind of options where I don't think there's really a lot of slam dunks in the $7,000 range. Sometimes you see a lot of these guys and you just go right to them. Probably like the popular guys are probably some of these Corn Ferry guys, like, Ben Griffin or Ben Taylor.
Yeah, definitely.
But other than those guys, there doesn't seem like a very obvious play.
Yeah.
But those are some of the kind of like close your eyes specials I kind of like as far as, listen, like they're not perfect. They definitely have some warts on them, but I can make a case.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Well, you got anybody like in the 6K range? Like we got dumpster diving here.
I mean, besides like Kevin Yu or like Carl Yuan, like my Corn Ferry guys who I've started to see some really good stuff. I kind of trust them. Like otherwise, no, these guys are.
What about Michael Thompson, man? Like I mentioned him last week. Like he played like the Hawaiian swing. I'm just saying, dude. He's 6,900, fucking T32 last week. He goes from a good finish to miscut here. Doug Gim's back. Okay. It's a PGI course. Bramlett stole my money last week. He's got a halfway decent.
Bramlett's actually okay. I'll give you that.
No.
But everybody else, though. I mean, do you want to go back to Ryan? Do you want to go back to Ryan Armour after he screwed us last week?
No, I don't. But what about
I don't either. What about Chez Reavie? Go back to him?
No, I'm never him. I am never him. What about Harry Hall, the guy who I was fucking texting? Who the fuck is this asshole?
So he gained 10 strokes putting last week.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay, that's not sustainable.
I'll pass.
And he's trying to be Bryson, and I don't ever.
You don't sign off on that. That's fair enough.
No.
I mean, Ben Martin's really catching a whole bunch of ownership as of now, anyway.
Yeah, I think he's had some. I think his ball striking numbers recently have been pretty good. That's probably what's popping those.
Yeah, but no, he's not catching ownership, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said he's got ownership.
Nah, it's less than 2%.
All right, well then maybe try going with him.
Let's see. What's he done? Jesus Christ, he gained fucking almost a little over 7 on approach last week, but he lost almost 4 off the tee.
That's interesting. Zach Johnson seemed like he was playing okay.
No,
never mind. He finished 75th.
No, I don't play. Yeah, every time I play dusty ass Zach Johnson, he fucking doesn't do anything, and every time I don't play him, he fucking ends up making a cotton T30.
That's really about it, though, for me. I mean, look, you've always been better with the dumpster diving than I am.
Yeah, I really just think it kind of depends on a little lineup construction. I'll dig a little deeper tomorrow after some more ownership comes out, and if anybody jumps out in the 6K range that I really want to fucking hammer home, I'll bring them up tomorrow. But I mean, it's so fucking early. Like that's the problem to do with the DFS show. I know content's got to get out and got to be first and shit. But
yeah, a lot of stuff is going to change.
Oh, our boy Sun Kang is in the field. I forgot about that. Has been in first round leader just to spite you.
Well, what's great is he doesn't have his PGA card anymore. So
that's true. That makes you happy.
Yeah, he's on like that veterans exemption list that you don't actually have your card, but if you need to fill out the field with a bunch of junk, he's there for you.
He's there for you.
So congratulations to see him back and they can waste your money on first round leader once again on Sun King.
I'm sure it doesn't matter what I bet, it'll fucking chop or lose.
Probably, yeah.
So all right, man. Well, fucking we got Matt Gannon on tomorrow night, right?
Well, hold on. You want to reveal our outrights or no? You want to save that for tomorrow?
Save it for tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Let's save it for tomorrow.
I only got 2 right now. I only have 2. So
okay.
I'm still
All right, I got my 5, but yeah, I'll. I mean, if you listen to Joe Idoni's show, you know who I'm on, but I will go over them once again tomorrow.
All right, sounds like a plan. Now you guys know where to find Steve. He's over on our Discord channel, and right, what was that? Look for?
Yeah, you just said that very funny.
Yeah, because I had to stop myself. I almost said Slack. So he's over on our Discord channel. I'm in there as well, and Tom Brady's cooked. You can find me on Twitter at Boston_Capper. Tomorrow night we're back with Matt Gannon, and yeah, he'll break down the betting guy with us. And other than that, fucking whatever. Happy Amex week, I guess. Let's go.